Well, this is finally a taste test between the hydroponic and self-watering container tomatoes, and the variety is big beef, both the hydroponic and self-watering container. So I'm going to do a taste test. I pulled both of these off today, and you'll see here that this one has a little H for hydroponic. The right side's the hydroponic tomatoes, the left side self-watering containers. So here we go. I'll try a hydroponic first. Good and juicy. Very good. Now I'll try a self-watering container tomato. Also very good. I'm not sure I can taste the difference. Let me continue. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna call it a tie. I don't think there's any taste difference between self-watering containers drawing the nutrient fertilizer from underneath, and the hybrid tomatoes, which is a drip from the top. So for this trial, the taste is definitely equal. Same juiciness, same nice flavor, overall the same. Alright, since the taste was the same, you have to go to other considerations, and we will look at the two side by side and make the call in this video. This will be the last video on self-watering containers versus hydroponic tomatoes. On the right side, the hydroponics, looking at them, I've pulled probably, I don't know, 8 or so tomatoes off the hydroponics, and today was the first time I pulled any off the self-watering containers. So early ripeness goes to the hydroponics. Production appears to be higher in the drip. I'm showing you here, going all the way up. Nice tomato set all the way up and down. The self-watering containers, there's not quite as much fruit set as the others. I will actually count the tomatoes and put it in the video right here. Foliage, if you look here, the foliage of this big beef is a hydroponic compared to the foliage on this big beef, which is a self-watering container. The self-watering container foliage is not only lighter, but the size of the leaves are smaller. So it leads me to believe that the hydroponics providing more nutrient, providing a healthier plant overall. Flower set, producing and putting on flowers. The brandy boys are really abundant, especially right now in this really high heat. The big beef are okay right now. And in the self-watering containers, there's not nearly as many flowers. That would also translate into why there's not as many fruit setting and producing. So If I'm going to call it, I'm going to say that hydroponic is the best way between the two types of growing that I'm doing here. Hydroponics is the best, and it's probably what I'll do, although it might be a little bit next year, or maybe later even in this year. It might be a little bit different type of system than just this. And if I do that, I'll explain. These are basically, the hydroponics are basically Dutch bucket type systems. Self-watering containers are basically the Larry Hall method, and you have more Larry Hall method grown in gutters, that is. There are, of course, lots of different types of self-watering containers, global buckets and earth boxes, and you know, all kinds of stuff. The literature is all over the internet, as well as the hydroponics, but this particular method is attributed to Larry Hall because it uses gutters as a reservoir. And I think that's a really good idea too, because it's very versatile in other applications. But again, I'm going to call it the hydroponics win the day.